Hey guys, so a few of you have been asking for this video for a while, but I never really thought that my life was interesting enough to do it. However, recently some of you guys have been coming to me with some of the most uplifting comments and stories that I could possibly imagine, thanking me for distracting them from a problem that I know all too well, depression. So some of these comments have literally brought me to tears, and I originally wanted to make a video just for you guys suffering from anxiety issues, just to say that it will be alright. And, you know, you can push through, you will make it, it's going to be okay, you know, that sort of video. But it was always Draw My Life videos from some of my favourite YouTubers that really uplifted me the most during my dark days. And so it is all of you guys, and it's just something that I really hope helps you, and something that I really want to express personally. But this is all thanks to you guys, so thank you. So I was born in a city called Wollongong, a place that I would eventually move back to. However, before I was old enough to remember anything, me, my parents, and my little sister moved for the first time to a little place called Muswellbrook, and then to what I still consider my hometown, Narrabri. Narrabri is a small country town in Australia that at the time functioned through the town's cotton farm and space centre, and I loved it. The community was great. Going to football games, the yearly bull riding comp, going to the RSL with my dad, and the birth of my awesome little brother made it more than just home. The friends I also made in preschool and primary school are to this day some of the best I've ever had. I don't think I've ever been happier than the years I spent in Narrabri. However, unbeknown to me, my dad had been working as a prison officer in some very infamous jails such as Long Bay, and so he would go to work, fight, come home, sleep for 3 hours and head straight back out again. As a result, not only did he scare the crap out of me, but he was mentally retired, and so we ended up moving back to Wollongong in order to be with the rest of our family. Some of the stories I've heard from my father absolutely terrify me, and so the strength of my father to push through his anxieties and the willpower of my mother to keep him intact make for them to be the biggest role models of my life, and I couldn't love them more. In saying that, however, I had to move away from a town that I didn't think I could live without, and upon moving, I was suddenly introduced to something that I'd never really experienced before: bullying. I never realised it as a kid, but in Narrabri I was pretty popular. I never really copped any bullying. I was the class clown and was friends with pretty much everyone. However, once we moved back to the coast, I was immediately bullied by pretty much everyone for being the country kid. The way I dressed was weird, the music I listened to was weird, I had really bad acne, I lost a lot of confidence and went from one primary school in 1 year to another in the next year, and then to high school the year after that, also by myself. I had none of the few friends that I made at primary school with me going into high school. I was by myself. Now initially I saw this as an opportunity to start again. However, I didn't really have the confidence to be myself anymore, and I just ended up being weird and so was teased. Thus, I needed a distraction, and so I took up music. Me and my friends ended up spending every lunch and recess hanging out in the music room at school. And so there I learned to play drums, guitar, bass, I even found out I could sing a little. Music was a great distraction, something I still do to relax today, but the worst was yet to come. By year 9, I had learned to stop taking what other people said to me to heart and to just move on. I'd come up with a different way to beat them: school. I started focusing on my schoolwork a lot more, trying to get the top marks with the hope that one day I would be a vet or a theoretical physicist. I took it so seriously, in fact, that in year 10 I was doing early morning maths extension classes before school with my friends, and in that year achieved an overall mark of 97%. But then came the HSE. So in Australia, in your last year of high school, you complete a number of exams in order to be given a single mark known as an ATAR. Now there are many ways into universities, but this was your best chance. The higher the ATAR, the better the courses you could get into. Unfortunately, I took this so seriously that I became stressed. Very stressed. I had a phobia of death that would lead to me having panic attacks. My life focus turned into me just trying to get these fears out of my head. And that's when I found YouTube. In year 11, I found PewDiePie, and to get away from studying and dying, I waited for his videos every single day. They made me laugh, and they were the one thing that truly distracted me from everything else. In saying that, however, my marks were now terrible, and in my practice examination for my HSC, I received marks like 48% for maths and 5% for chemistry. But the worst part was nothing was really happening to me. I was told by my psychologist I had anxiety, but to me, I looked at other people's problems as far worse. I saw people in other countries without food, friends whose parents had passed away, and so on. I didn't see my anxiety as important. I thought I was just being a sook, and so I just put myself down even further. My stresses raised, my panic attacks continued, I just could not calm down, I couldn't relax, and I thought nothing of myself. Until I had an epiphany. One that is the reason that I'm making this video for all of you guys suffering from anxiety and depression. No anxiety is more important than another. What is more important is your perspective. You will be okay. You will get through it. No matter how hard life seems, you're a human being. There is always someone that loves you, whether that be your friends, your family, your God, or even me. But the most important thing is that you learn to love yourself and relax. I eventually gave up on trying to be the smartest or the most popular. I stopped trying to change my personality, and with just 3 weeks of prep preparation, pushed the marks of all of my subjects into the 70s. Now that still wasn't high enough to get me into uni, but I didn't care anymore. I knew I would get there someday. I attended college for a year and made some awesome new friends there, some of which I'm about to start studying with right now as I begin my degree in a Bachelor of Medical and Radiation Physics at the University of Wollongong. At the end of Year 12, I decided to make my own YouTube channel just for fun, inspired by those YouTubers that helped me through my depression with stupid videos and awesome games, and eventually people started watching, you guys. So some of you guys have thanked me for distracting them, and to them I say thank you. You have literally brought me to tears, as this is the dream that I always wanted to achieve. I still don't get a lot of views, I don't make any money or anything like that, but to be on the other side of those comments, being the one to take you away from your hardships, is the greatest honor I can possibly imagine at this time. And don't forget guys, if you're ever feeling down, my Facebook and Twitter page is always there. I'm a small channel, I will respond, and I'm happy to talk. But remember, don't push yourself down even further. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.